welcome to our continued study of Patanjali YogSutras. First of all, I want to wish you a very happy and healthy new year and wish you all the success and great spiritual growth in the new year. So last time we did up to the verse number 30th. And we'll move forward from that. Just to recapitulate the last time's last sloka, which I have included here, that it tells us about the obstacles. It tells us about the obstacles that can come on our spiritual path or on our path to the samadhi, or such obstacles are hindrance to any goal, whether it is spiritual or if it is secular. But they interfere with that. So they are called antraya, and they are vyadhi, Vyadhisthyan, Vyadhisthyan Sansaya, Vyadhisthyan Sansaya, Pramada Alasya. Then Avirati, Bhranti Darshana, Alabdha Bhumikatva, and Anavastitvat. These are 9 obstacles in our path. And they all are the product of our disturbed mind. So if we take care of those obstacles, then our journey will be very comfortable and productive. So vyadhi means any disease. You get a simple cold, or say you get a flu, for 5-6 days you are knocked down, you are not so sharp, and you are lying in the bed. So vyadhi. And if there is something serious more than that, let's just say, God forbid, we develop some big sepsis or big cellulitis, or even cancer, all these diseases, they will dull our sensorium and our intellect. So to keep ourselves absolutely fit is the number one requirement for worldly gain or for spiritual gain. So that's why body is considered called as the temple of God. So like you take care of that, you take care of the body, and if the body is fine, then only the other things will come. So vyadhi, styan means dullness. Vyadhi, styan, sansaya. When you are inflicted with these kind of things, then you have a doubt. You have a doubt in yourself, you have a doubt in your journey, you have a doubt in your goal. You start doubting everything. Vyadhi, styan. Then sansaya. Then this leads to pramada, means not very attentive. If I can do it, it's fine. If I can't do it, it's fine. So that is called pramada. Then it breeds that is into alasya. Alasya means I know that I must do it, but I don't do it. Like 6 o'clock in the morning, I set up an alarm and I want to do yogas or exercise, and then say, no, I will start from tomorrow. And then I click it back and go to bed. That's called alasya. Then these things lead to, when you are not very sharp and attentive, it leads you to easy path. And easy path is what? Sensory path is very easy path. So you say, no, forget about all these. Let's turn on the music or Netflix, and I'm going to watch movies. I don't care about Gita classes or anything. So that is called avirati, means becoming victim to sensual attractions. So avirati. All these causes Vranti Darshana, means a false perception. So you do not see the thing the way it is, and you give undue importance to the things. That is called Vranti Darshana. It's like seeing a snake on a rope. This is a very simple example, but taking more concrete example, or even as a practical example, that I'm living in a 3-bedroom apartment and I want to go to 5-bedroom apartment or a big bungalow, and I see a house and I desire to get that one. So that is though there is no real happiness in that, I implant happiness on that 5-bedroom apartment. After moving there, I might realize that. But in the beginning, I implant that. So that, oh, no, 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 this will make me happier. So that's called Bhranti Darshan. It is not true, but you start thinking, believing, and working on it. That is called Bhranti Darshan. All these will make you slow and behind in getting to the real goal. That is alabdha bhumikatva, means you cannot ascend spiritually. And whatever the journey and the status you have received, you cannot remain at that platform and you will descend down. That is avasthita. Unavasthitatvat means you cannot remain in that unless you continue. So these nine disturbances of the mind are called as obstacles of the mind. So, or antraya. Besides that, these nine obstacles that we saw last time, they come with five more accompaniments. That is the verse number 31, which says dukkha, dukkha durmanasya, dukkha durmanasya angmejayatva, dukkha durmanasya angmejayatvam swasa pravasa, that is vikshep sabhuva. Vikshep means disturbance. Sabhuva means co accompaniments. They are in the gang. So five, these nine major ones, and these five the other associates, that makes 14 obstacles. So vikshep swabhuva means it goes along with the original obstacles that we described. What are those? Dukkha. So any kind of we are subject to three kinds of dukkha. We have seen that many times. Adi bhautik, adhyatmik, and adi devik. These three categories of dukkhas are on our backpack. We don't know when that will blast off, which one will cause us the trouble. So these are the dukkhas which we have to deal with in case if they come. So dukkhas are the atmic, means pertaining to the body. Today I'm fine and tomorrow I get a sprain. Today I'm fine and I might get a very bad urinary tract infection. So these are bodily bodily ailments. There are countless of them, you know that. And besides that, there is a mental disturbances that we are subject to. That some bad news comes up, some bad news I imagine, some bad anxiety. All those things cause me psychological distress and cause me agitation, anxiety, and depression. So the disorders of mind, disorders of body, that is one kind of dukkha. The other one is adibhautik, it means given to us by other factors. I am fine, I have no disease or nothing. I go for a walk, I walk, and suddenly a dog comes and bites me. This is adibhautik, inflicted upon us by somebody else. I am going on a subway, and somebody catch hold of me and mugs me. That is again so caused by other people to us. It may be your family member, it may be your friends, it may be anything. So adibodhi. And the third category is adidevik. Everything is going fine with God's grace and you are happy. When suddenly something happens major, there's a lightning strikes your house, or an airplane comes from the sky and accident and it kills you in the house, you are going nowhere. Or the floods or tsunami, Sandy, Wendy, all these natural disasters. So these three categories of dukkhas we have to deal it, and we have to be prepared for it. If we are prepared, then we know how to do it. So if your mind is very stable and in control and you are in charge, it won't bother you so much. Second one is durmanasya. Durmanasya means despair. a teenager wants to marry such and such girl, and the girl moves out to another state. He is physically absolutely fine. There is nobody is harassing. But now he has this failure of his desire to be successful, and that's called dormanasya, unable to fulfill our desires. And our desires are countless, they are fleeting, they are changing, they come one after the other. It is goes from corner to corner, and we keep running. So dormanasya. When we are affected by these kind of factors, then it makes us very nervous, agitated, shaking. So the tremors, trembling, the sweating, these are the physical features of a disturbed mind. Example, you have a problem with your wife, and you are going through the conflict, and you are going to through divorce. So she is angry and you are angry, and the lawyers are lined up, and you are going in a mess. You are pacing back and forth, and you are trembling, and she is trembling and crying. All these, where does it come from? That comes from the disturbances of the mind. So that is, those are the manifestations. Or somebody gets angry, and then their eyes become red, and they start sweating and shaky and unreliable. So that is angamejayatva. Then swasa pravasa means erratic breathing, that my breathing becomes erratic. I take deep breath. I'm going to take the revenge, and you are breathing deep and shallow, and you are pacing back and forth. So these 5 go along with the 9 obstacles that we discuss. And this can harass. We know now, if I give the example, we know that we are victims. We have become victims many times, and we are likely to become victims many more times, unless our mind is powerful to resist it and is prepared and in control. So that is 9 plus 5, 14 obstacles. Now, how do you deal with that? So the Mercy Ji explains us. tat pratised artham ek tatva abhyasa. For prevention of that, tat means that. Prevention of tat pratished means to avoid or to annihilate that, or bypass these obstacles. Tat pratished artham. What do you do? Ek tattva abhyasa. Thinking on a one-pointed goal is the solution for that. So when your mind is focused and focused, hopefully on a greater ideal, then, and you are not shakable from that, so your goal is fixed, your path is fixed, and you are unshakable because of your determination, that will avoid or nullify these kind of disturbances which are likely for everybody. So tat pratished artham ek tattva. And if you have to decide, be careful on deciding the goal. We all had goals, and we achieved those goals, and still we are not done with it. So decide the highest goal, and then you go after it. Then you make a path, and then you don't change it. Most of the time trouble comes because our goals are changing. Our goal is already flimsy to start with. Means there was nothing and we ran. So that is anatman things, we ran after it, we got it, and still you are thirsty. So if your goal was right, we would have been done at the age of 50, but it's never late. So if your goal is right, last time we gave the analogy of a train. The train we are fighting whether we are in first compartment or deluxe compartment or third compartment. But the train is wrong. Train is going to a goal which is very, very phony and fragile. Prantidas. So it will take you there, but you will be empty-handed. And meanwhile, your station comes and you will be thrown out of the train. So for that not to happen, you take a train which is going to the right destination, right place, and that is you change the train, and then you have a right goal. It will take you to the right goal, and in that goal you have happiness, peace, and bliss. Nobody wants samadhi or anything. If we talk about this for a worldly man, it creates a doubt that, oh no, I'm fine what I'm doing. Because those terms were not explained to us any time, and we are scared of those terms. Moksha or samadhi or the meditation. No, he says, no. It's not for me, not my cup of tea. But it is your cup of tea, it is everybody's cup of tea. Why? Because every human being, no matter where he is born and how educated he is, he or she wants to be happy all the time and intensely happy. If somebody tells me that Dr. Chokshi will be happy this week, but November is disastrous for you, you say, no, I don't want that happiness. Let me see what is in the disaster box. No? So we want to be happy, and we are not happy with the little happiness. We want intense happiness, which will be everlasting. And these goals or these destination or these stations are not where your train will take you. That's why we are on a wrong track and loaded with misery. So, but everyone, nobody wants samadhi, but everybody wants to be happy, intensely happy, eternally happy. This is this is whether you are born in India, Africa, America, or Brazil, anywhere. So this is common to human beings. So we made a wrong choice, and that's why we are in problem. So we can change the choice. So make the choice of the highest. And how do you decide highest? To know that, we have to know that the whole cosmos is made up of only two things. One is power or Sakti, or what we call prana or Atman or consciousness. And the second is Akasha, means Prakriti, from which these progressively dense things evolved. So from Akasha, from ether came, there's fire, then water, then came the senses, then came the mind, then senses, then body, and then whatever else we see. So this is the cascade of development from nothing, from ether to the cosmos that we see. So in these, there are two choices. One is a Prakriti, which is Maya, means whatever is the product of Akasha and Prakriti, that is one. Our body is made up of that, our mind is made up of that, intellect is made up of that. And everything outside is made up of that, living and non-living. So that is Prakriti. Other is the power which propels this, and that is called prana. Prana is not just the breathing. Breathing is initiated because of the power of prana. So that prana or that energy, cosmic energy, triggers two things in us. One is respiration and another is mind. Chitta vayava chit kriyayuta. Means chit means mind. Vaya means vayu. Vayu means breathing. Chitta vayava chit kriyayuta. Sakhayodvayi vastu mulaka. They are two branches of the same energy. That's why our mind is connected with breathing. So if you control your breathing, you can tame your mind. And if your mind is disturbed, it will disturb your breathing. That's why pranayama is one of the important things. So out of all these things where we described, the reason for that is that you make a goal which is worthy and which is capable of giving you eternal happiness and bliss. And so that's why you make a choice of realizing that power or that consciousness, you call it whatever name you want to put it. When that power disappears, you can't smell, you can't think, you can't breathe, and you are done. So that energy, meditating on that and realizing that where there is nothing else but bliss and peace, that is called samadhi. Samadhi means a state of mind without thoughts and thought disturbances. That is samadhi. And here the Mercy ji explains all the steps how to reach up to that. Very scientific. If you have a doubt or question, you put it on a paper and we will discuss it. So the God also tells same thing to Arjuna. Now, before he initiates him in Karma Yoga, so he says, Vyavasayatmika buddhi ek hi kuru nandana bahusakhi anantaschasmi buddhi avyavasayina. Word by word. This comes in the second chapter, second 41. Vyavasayatmika buddhi means for a resolute man, one determined man, one who has these faculties under control. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, his intellect is Vyavasayatmika buddhi, ek hi kurunandan. It is one pointed determination. Ek hi kurunandan. And for ordinary man, Vyavasayatmika buddhi, ek hi kurunandan. Bahusakhi anantaschasmi. And for a worldly man or untrained mind, the buddhi or intellect how is multi-branched and splintered, and it is going everywhere. So it is very weak and it cannot produce the result. So God advises be one pointed and select the goal very wisely. So vyavasayatmika buddhi ek hi kurunandana bahusakhi anantaschasmi buddhi avasana. And then he gives him further instructions. So that is tat pratisheda artham ek tattva abhyasa. So we want to meditate or go after the goal. Meditate means thinking about the same goal and going after the same goal. So ek tattva abhyasa. That tattva, be careful in what you choose. The next one shows that even though we are controlled, we want to move on the right path, but we live in the world where we interact with hundreds and thousands of people. There are millions of people with a different frame of mind, different intentions. There are good, bad, always there will be. So how do you deal with that? And how do you deal with the worldly circumstance? Sometimes you are rich, sometimes you are poor. So how do you handle those things? So in these verse 33, Mercy ji says, Metri Karuna Mudito Upekshana. He divides the whole population into 4 group of men or women. And they can, you have to deal with them. You have no choice. It may be in your family, it may be in your friends, it may be in your society or at work, but you will encounter this. Everybody is not same. None of them are same. 7 billion people all are unique, So that is divided into 4 kinds of people. So the 4 kinds of people, how to handle and manage those relations. He shows 4 kinds of keys. So these are 4 laws, 4 kinds of keys. How you do it? Then you will have no problem. So there are 4 kinds of people. What kind of people? That is sukha, means sukhi people who are happier, who are richer, who are more talented, and who are better and in front of you or at ahead of you. That's sukhi people. Then there are dukhi people. Dukhi means sorrowful. So they have millions of problems. They have a bodily problem, they have financial problem, they have a family problem, any kind of problem. So dukhi, they are miserable because of something. The third is pious group of people, means they are virtuous. They have more virtues than we have. No, So virtuous people. There is always people ahead of us and behind us. So virtuous people. And there are people who are very nasty and wicked. They will inflict pain and disturbances to you and to others for no rhyme or reason also. That is the way they are made. I just always take the example of dogs. Some are guard dogs, some are some are pet dog, some are pit bulls. So there are various kinds. So same way, human beings are also of various temperament and various constitution. So that is a wicked group of people. So these four things you will encounter. So when you come across a Sukhi man, that somebody is ahead of me, you have Mercedes, he has a Bentley in his garage. No, he's so much talented. He's a CEO of a company and he is far ahead of you. So when you come across a Sukhi or a higher quality, higher in the worldly gains and other things, how do you deal with that? Have a friendly attitude, not jealous attitude, friendly attitude. And you see the hand of God in his status. Oh God, you are so kind to him, and you have made him very intelligent, very disciplined when he is successful. I'm happy for him. So that is Maitri Bhav, not a jealousy thing. No, jealousy that you become jealous, you are damaged. No? So if you find people who are less than you and who are miserable and in a bad situation, you don't just say, oh, that's your karmas from the past life and you walk out. No, no, you don't do that. Whatever way you can give a helping hand, you do that. So that to deal with the people who are less fortunate than us is to have compassion for them. And whatever way you can, if you can't do anything with the sweet words and standing by them as in their difficulties is also good enough. So the Maitri Karuna. Then, then if somebody is very successful, very virtuous, then you want to have those virtues to be imbibed by you. You want to have those virtues which somebody else has that, and you want to put it in practice in your own life. If somebody is wicked and very troublemaker, which you will find many times, that you change a new job and you go, everything is fine, but the three of your associates are very nasty and remaining are good, and they will come in your way. So if allowed. So these kind of wicked people, you recognize that, and what do you do? Ignore them. That indifference, that is called upekshana. Upeksha means they are the way they are. I could care less, but I don't want to associate with them. I want to salute them and move forward. You do not deal with them, because the wicked people, one characteristic that they will never change most of the time. So they are established in whatever they think that is right, and they won't change. If you make a suggestion or a good comment or a good guidance, they will take it as a personal insult and will start fighting with you. Example, Duryodhana in Mahabharata is the greatest example. He had everything. He had a power, he had position, he had wealth, but he was nasty to the last drop, and he was established in what he was doing. He had all the great people around him, all the Dronacharya and all Acharyas and everyone, Vidur and everyone. But he did not absorb any good qualities from any one of them. Even when the Lord himself went there to reconcile and solve the problem, and he says that you have a whole whole empire, no, there's thousands of acres and of land and wealth. Just give 5 little villages to these Pandavas who are really, they deserve and they are the owner, the rightful owner. And then you can have rest of the whole Hindustan for you. He says, no, nothing doing. To get even an inch of land, they will have to fight with me. So even God could not convince him. And on the contrary, he tells to his bodyguards that you arrest this Gwala. Gwala means a cowherd boy. That little boy is giving me advice. You arrest him and put the chains and put him in the jail. So this is the great example of being wicked, but there are less manifest form of wickedness in the society. So you don't get involved with it. So now you know 4 types of people, how to deal with them. So this attitude will bring peace of mind to you and make the path easier. So Maitri, Karuna, Mudito, Upekshana, Sukha, Dukha, Punya, Punya, corresponding Vishayanam, Chitta Prasadanam. That will keep your mind stable and happy and comfortable. So the next suggestion the Mercy ji gives is how to avoid these obstacles and their co-workers, how to avoid those obstacles. He says that prachardan vidhana bhyam va pranasya. Here he starts telling us about pranayam. Prachardan means exhaling air. Prachardan. Vidharna bhyam means retention. So you exhale air and don't breathe and keep the air. So this is one of the forms of pranayama. Mercyji doesn't go in the details of pranayama at this stage, but that pranayama, there are so many different types, but controlling the prana, which is we understand as a breathing. So breathing is the manifest form of prana, which triggers the breathing is prana really. But that energy, if we control that properly by controlling our breathing is under our control. So if we can control breathing, that quietens down the mind. But this quietening effect is very transient. As long as you are doing transient, it is good, but it's transient. So like I said, there are 2 energies, chitta and vaya, means on breathing and the mind. So the Mercy ji says, this is comes in Updeshar. So Ramana Mercy ji says, another great yogi says, Vayu Rodhanath liyate mana. We have done Updeshar. We will do once again. Vayu Rodhanath, by controlling the breathing, Vayu Rodhanath liyate mana, means mind will become quiet, will not cause a problem. Jala paksivat rodha sadhana. How? Like a bird is snatched in a net. So time being, you put a net around the bird so it is not fluttering and going away. Vayu rodhanat liyate mana. Jala paksivat rodha sadhana. So it is one of the technique of controlling the mind, but it is temporary. As soon as the nest is released or cut, that bird will go away. So and as there are several slokas in Updeshas where the Mercy ji says how to control that breathing. So either you control breathing or you do meditation intensely and work on the mind, because breathing and pranayama will temporarily suspend your mind, so it will not cause trouble. While meditation means ek chintanat, means meditating on mind and its power, it causes destruction of mind. So that is called bad tendencies are deleted forever. So there are two options. One is two methods. So first is to quieten the mind, and that with intense meditation, think and defunct the mind, means its disturbances you get rid of. So once that happens, then you are king. So in the Mercy advises, Raman Mercy advises that Rutsthale Mana, very important instruction. Rutsthale Mana Swasthata Kriya. Rutsthale means in your heart, in your Atma. Rutsthale Mana, you take your mind, drag it where? Drag and drop where? To the heart. Rutsthale Mana Swasthata Kriya. Swasthata, Swa means in your own self. How? By Kriya Yoga, means it will come 8 steps. Kriya Yoga. Rutsthale Mana Swasthata Kriya means Kriya Yoga. Bhakti Yog Bodhascha Nishchitam. Or by bhakti, by yoga sadhana, or by intense meditation or knowledge, you take your mind and put it in the company of your heart. Instead of letting it roam in the outside and cause you countless disturbances and problem, train your mind and do it. So once the mind is understood and governed properly, it's like you have trained a tiger, you have all the power of the tiger under your control. So that is and that when mind is deleted, then you have total peace of mind and bliss, because the mind is just a screen. It's eyeglasses in between our Atman and the world. You are getting rid of those eyeglasses. Not that you are becoming stupid, no. On the contrary, you will be very intensely smart, no. So the same thing Lord Krishna advises. So he advises that as in the 12th chapter, and he tells Arjuna, Mayeva mana tatsva. Very important instruction. Mayeva, only in me. Adatsva means establish your mind, means bring it. Mayeva man adatsva. My buddhim nivesaya. Bring your buddhi also. I don't want your mind which is not. I want your intellect and I want to train that. My eva man adatsva, my buddhim nivesaya. What will happen? Nivasisyasi mayevam atavurdvam vasansaya. And after that, you will live in me or live with me. Again, 12th chapter. No? This is 12:8. So, Mai eva man adatsva, Mai buddhim nivesaya, Nivasisyasi means you will reside in me. Nivasisyasi, me, only in me. Mai eva. He uses word eva 2 times. Only in me bring your mind, and only in me you will live. My buddhi nivasisyasi mai eva. Ata urdhvam asansaya. Ata urdhvam means from now. There is no doubt. Na sansaya. There is no doubt. But it is not that easy, or we are not ready to. Problem comes because we are not ready to believe that. If we believed it, it would have been very easy. So Mirabai believed it. Sankaracharya believed it. So they were beneficiary in a young age, So, but our intellect gives a tremendous resistance. So we can't believe it. So then he gives many options. If अथ चितं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यास योगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनंजय. By practice you control. If you can't do it by practice, then work for me means you dedicate all your work to me as a prasad, as an offering to me. And if you can't do that, then leave the fruit of action and dedicate to me. Means he gives 4 5 options. The same thing Mercy ji does here. So that is the next sloka. That is Visayavati. Visayavati va pravritti utpanna manasa nibandhani. So that is 35th verse. That by meditating on a subtle object like senses, you're not now meditating on an idol or a picture or anything. You are meditating on very subtle thing like a sense, smell, as a sight, word. These are very, very subtle things. So meditating on those 5 tan matras, tan matras, which are sabda, sparsa, rasa, rupa, gandha. 5 tan matras associated with the 5 senses. You meditate on any of them, and if you do that, that's called dharana. That will come as in the next section. So dharana means thinking about that, then you will get immediate result. Here Mercy ji says you will get immediate result. Means in few days to few weeks, you will develop supernatural uh, powers in your senses, in your auditory function, in your taste and other things. So you will start smelling the things which are divine fragrance around you, and you look around, there is nothing. Or you feel the divine touch of Lord, there is nothing there. This is built-in yogic process to reassure yogi that you are on the right path. So he gave some goodies in the beginning. If you do it, you will get this. And that will increase your conviction in the path that if I got these subtle, supersensual assets, then the God is not too far. He is also subtle, but it will happen. So this is what reassures the yogi. So Visayavati va pravrutti utpanna manasa sthiti nibandhani means meditating on sensory perception which causes us experiences that will create your faculties to be supernatural. Next one is Vishoka va jyotismati. Gives another option. Or meditate on a flame, on a jyoti. Vishoka va apni jyoti chalu, Vishoka va jyoti sakti. So you meditate on a flame of light. Can you see it? So these light is symbolic of our consciousness residing within us, Atman. So you can, so Vishoka means without any sorrows or without any sadness. This Jyoti or this destination is without any harmful or adverse or sadness associated there. Vishoka va jyotismati. Meditate on a jyoti. Or meditate on any idol. It will give us different options. So most of the yogis, they meditate on a lighted lamp within them. Our Upanishad says in Kathopanishad, this comes. We have done that before. Angusthamatra Purusho, of the size of a thumb, which is like a flame. If you compare, it is like the Angusthamatra Purusho, of the size of a thumb. Purusha means Atman. Madhye Atmani Tishtati. In the body, right in the middle, this symbolic, this Atman resides. So we don't ask again, where does the Atman reside? Atman resides in us, right in the middle, where there is sinoatrial node. I put it together one and one, the medical science and spiritual. Sinoatrial node comes right, then it's the size of a thumb, comes right in the middle at the junction of superior vena cava and the right atrium. And here the yogi says, Angustha Matra Purusho, Madhye Atmani Tishtati. And what is that? Ishano Bhuta Bhavyasya. It is the Lord of past and present. Ishano Bhuta Bhavyasya. Tatona Vijugupsate. Knowing this, you will become fearless. Knowing this, you will become fearless. So, yogis, they meditate on this lamp. And by doing that, they start seeing the light within themselves. This light is initiated by Lord when you make intense effort and you are progressing on that side. That also comes in Gita, but time doesn't permit us. So that we Sokava Jyotismati, you can meditate on that Jyoti. That will make you fearless and comfortable. Next option he gives. So with rag visayam vachittam means with rag. With means devoid of. Raga means attachment. With rag visayam means sense object. Chittam, a mind which is devoid of attachments to the objects of the world. Such a mind, you meditate on that. The one who has that kind of mind, which is devoid of any raga, dvesha, and you know that this is a real yogi, you meditate on his mind so that your mind will absorb those qualities. Anyone, whoever you have reverence for, like I have a lot of reverence for Swami Vivekananda. You see that in the background. So Swamiji was the purest kind of yogi you will ever come across. People who have lived life with him have described that. And if you focus your mind and try to desire and focus and try to cultivate those qualities, it will help you. That is called Vittaraga Visayam Vachittam. You will end up becoming like Swamiji. Not as great as a Swamiji, but a miniature Swamiji will become. So mini Swamiji will become. But it's like you copy a very big actor, you will become a good actor, no? Like that. So then next option he gives is Swapna Nindra Gnan Alamban Va. Va means or you can meditate on your deep sleep, which we all have experienced. That joy of deep sleep you meditate on, or meditate on some good dreams that you might have had. So where you saw some divine beings, divine things, divine message. If that happens, store that memory and meditate on that. So the knowledge which is produced in the sleep or in the dreams, which is very beneficial and productive, meditating on that also can train mind. So Swapna, Nindra, Gnan, Alamban. Alamban means support. Alamban Va. Here these sutras are very just 5-6 words. That's it. 4 words, 3 words. So Swapna, Nindra, Gnan, Alamban Va. That will take you to the highest peak. This lot of options are given to us. Huh? Next one is then Mercy ji says Yatha abhimat dhyanatva. So yatha abhimat. Abhimat means whatever is your choice. No, don't follow my choice. You decide what you want to meditate on. So any good image or any good place you have visited or any natural beauty you revere is meditate on that. You have an option to do anything. So atha abhimat. Abhimat means whatever is your opinion. Dhyanatva. Whatever in your way is the highest experience that you had or you wish to have, meditate on that. Anything you can meditate that this image of Lord with the teaching have a very profound impact on me. Anything you come across, as any statue, anything you can meditate on it. Or you can meditate on something image like this. So Ganesha is shown there, or anything, or Lord Buddha. You can meditate on Lord Buddha. These Buddhas, Buddha is very nicely done. So wherever you see him from, it will appear he's looking at you. So these are proven great souls, or even incarnation of God. So your choice. So he left it to our choice. And what will happen when you do this? It will give you extraordinary power. So that is the last sloka for today, which says Paramanu Param Mahat. Paramanu means the smallest. Param Mahat means from most minute to most vast. Means you can meditate now with this kind of mind on the smallest thing as well as on the limitless thing, like ocean or sky or limitless. Your mind is so focused and powerful that you can meditate and get to know the mysteries hidden in that. So Paramanu Param Mahatvanto Asya Vasikara. Vasikara means these things will come under your control. So your mind will be so focused, so sharp that you will have no doubts, and you will be able to see the things as they are. You will be able to see the people as they are, the circumstances as they are, and you won't have any disturbances, and you can progress and live comfortably, irrespective of what happens to you in life. That is immaterial. That yogi has these life events as if it is their shadow. They don't even are concerned when you try this. And here step by step mercy is taking us. So we are completing 40 slokas today, 10 more, and then that will be done with the first chapter. No, so keep listening to this, keep reading to this, because it's a tremendous material packed in all these slokas. So if you have any question, you can ask.
Thank you, Dr. Chokshi. Any questions for Dr. Chokshi? If not, I just want you to explain again the 5 additional accompaniments, obstacles of the mind, along with the 9 we did last time. I think I'm missing one of them.
So that is dukkha, dormanasya, then shaking limbs and becoming unsteady, then swas pravasa, means erratic breathing. No? Inhalation and exhalation becomes. So these are more or less manifestation of a disturbed mind. So that is but we have to deal with them, because that is the one which is you are going to witness and suffer from.
Right. Any other questions for Dr. Chokshi? Well, looks like none. Everybody understood everything. And
If you have
thank
any
you.
question, please ask, okay?
Yeah, I think if
we
no,
are very free, and God has given
Happy
access
birthday.
to everything.
Happy birthday, Dr. Chokshi. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ji.
belated happy birthday.
Thank you, everyone.
And Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year.
Same to
Yeah.
you. Same to you all. Okay.
And happy Diwali.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Happy times. Yes.
So, Atul, can I just make one comment which
Yes, yes, Brahma.
impressed me? That is that when you said if you focus on whatever, you take on the qualities of that entity, that person, and so on, right? And
Yes,
so a lot of times people focus on the guru's picture or God's picture, right?
yes,
So
yes.
that is to take on their qualities. Not that like it's something that I knew it, but I absorbed it better. Thank you.
Yes, yes, that is
Yeah,
very true because it's a live example for you. The
yeah,
guru is nothing else but the one who has studied the scriptures very intensely and
yeah,
he has no doubts left in his mind. That is called guru.
yeah,
The
yeah,
Shrotriya Brahmanista means well heard, means he has heard all this knowledge, and Brahmanista means he's established in God. He cannot shake him out. No,
mm,
real gurus I'm talking about.
right, right.
Yes, yes, they don't care. They don't care about money. They don't care about prestige. Nothing. How
Mm-hmm.
many followers are there? They don't care. They don't collect. They have nothing. The worldly thing. No?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that kind of person is a real
mhm,
guru. No?
yeah, yeah.
So God says meditate on anything that you like, but
Mm,
meditate on good thing. You
yeah.
don't meditate on something lousy. you
Mm,
yes. So meditate on a virtuous being or virtuous qualities or something which will propel you higher. You don't meditate on a worldly thing and say okay.
right, right, right.
Hmm. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, I just had one comment that uh, happy birthday first. We did not know,
Thank you
so
very
yeah,
much.
good wishes. And what we always know that God is resides within us. But when you gave this concrete example of like this, what is coming in one of the Upanishads, like the thumb size flame which exists in the center of your heart, kind of that, and you should meditate on that. That helped me a lot to, kind of now we know that this is where you can bring your attention to, and that will, because sometimes you think you God is residing within you, but then you don't. Now this is a little more concrete, so every step which brings you to some reality, it
Yes.
helps a little bit
Yeah,
more.
this is very concrete. I'm a cardiologist. I'm not a, as I worked on the heart all my life. We have dissected heart. We have seen heart. The living heart. So I'm not just a blind believer in something, that is a medical science you learned. You want to learn spiritual science, you have to advance more, and it is a more subtle science. But then you go with the authentic sources, and the Upanishads are authentic sources. Bhagavad Gita is authentic sources. All answers I give you, they are not my answers. That is from Gita. I just give you one sloka from pick up here and say, okay, is it clear now? And it will make clear. God has given guarantee that you translate my teachings in the language that you are comfortable and the meaning will become lucid. Period. No, no, no hanky panky there. No. So that is Gita as it is. And fortunately, we have the whole Gita with us, no? And then the Upanishads and there's Upadeshar and these all people they take in the same direction, step by step by step. So if we do it very intensely, till December, we'll finish by December, January. Then you will see the difference. Write down today what you feel, and we'll write down at Thanksgiving, and then write down in Christmas. There will be a difference. There has to be. No? This is solid examples. I'm not giving you any phony talks that no, just meditate and sit down and without basis. If you do it, you will become sleepy and you will give up. But if you know what you are doing, and for that you have to invest time.
Very true.
Unfortunately, because of Ashokji, we have all these lectures recorded now. He gets all the slokas, whatever sometimes I bring from here, bring from there. He puts it very in an orderly way. So we have done 5 lectures. If you have 5 hours in it, that you watch it and then read all the notes, whatever you are putting down, or or that it's all in this book, no? So these are very consolidated books, so that's why. And this will tell you most of the things. If you want to make it extensive, no, there are other books, but this one is more than enough, no? So if you forget say these slokas, you will forget. So then you look it up right away. Then keep chanting. You first when you start, it looks very difficult. You can't even pronounce right. They are tongue twisters, you know. But if you do it 5 times, 10 times, then you become friend. And then I will remember like I remember Gita slokas. I'm pretty sure. So some of them will be very easy to remember. Some will be difficult, and then you keep working.
Thank you, Dr. Chokshi. Any other question before we close?
This is Prem. Just a comment
sir.
with Dr. Chosi. One of the takeaway from today's lecture I really learned is that very meaningful you suggested that focus on a higher goal. Because
Yes.
if you have a higher goal, then everything else becomes secondary. Like, oh, you don't want to
Yes.
buy 5 bedroom house, you don't want to buy a Mercedes, you don't want to buy a golden palace.
No,
But if you have a higher focus goal, you cannot drift. So
yes,
that's a very good learning I did today from you.
yes.
That focus
My,
on some meaningful goal.
my guru, Dadaji, Pandurang Sastri Athavale, with whom I spent a lot of years, and very learned man, very, these yogis, no? That he used to say, okay, whatever is your goal, that much you will become. If your goal is to make a grocery store, you will only get grocery store.
Yeah,
But if your goal is to set up an IBM, you will become an owner of an IBM because your goal is bigger. So
right,
always have bigger goal, and then you will only have IBM. But if your goal is to be happy and eternally happy and to know the truth, you make God as your goal. So so
right.
so that's why the other trains are going to the worldly gain,
Mhm.
while the spiritual train is going to the godly
Correct.
destination.
Yeah,
And that is real. This is not phony. I don't think it is I mean, all these masters, they are not going to write these things to fool us. That is Swami Vivekananda on Raj Yoga. Every word he has written, no, it's okay, so nicely. And he has given tremendous. I have the book on Raj Yoga, Patanjali YogSutras, so
yeah.
he explains the same verses very clearly.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everyone. So we learned today we must focus and focus on a higher goal. We'll achieve a lot more. And I think I agree with Malaji. When you see, just like people say, why do you go to temples? Why there are statues? I think when you focus there, you can think more and you can kind of achieve what you want to achieve. Same thing with the flame. You can see the flame, you can think about it, then you can really, I agree with you. I think it's a
And
very,
then you
very
will
good point.
then you will feel and you will know for
Yeah,
yourself. See,
absolutely.
many times these questions come up, they come up with a doubting mind. People with a doubting mind will have a lot of questions. They can't do it, and they cannot understand why these people are doing. So they come up with these questions. No, there are people and people, no. But you are concerned with yourself, not with anybody else. For this reason, you will be very selfish. That I want my peace of mind and a right destination. For that goal, you are very selfish. Other things you are giving it back to world. Okay, you got, I got money from the world and I am giving it back. So, but here you are very selfish. That don't bother me, no.
Thank you, everyone. I think we'll close our session by reciting our shloka. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachate Purnasya Purmadaya Purnmeva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om.